What started as a simple business dispute at a Dunkin drive-thru quickly turned into a police encounter, then a traffic stop, and finally an arrest involving obstruction. Alleged battery on law enforcement, threats, and concerns about the woman's mental state.
Hey, turn the music down. They just asked you to move. Are you going to move or not? They're refusing you service. You need to leave. Okay, they're refusing you service. You haven't paid for it, right?
No, but I need
Okay, so you haven't. They're refusing you service? Leave.
Why?
Okay, they're trespassing you from here, okay? If you don't leave, you're going to be taken to jail. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Okay, so what about the leave part is confusing?
Why are they refusing service?
Okay, give me your driver's license, registration, proof of insurance. You're impeding traffic.
By impeding traffic, this becomes a traffic stop. So after getting the documentation, the officer would direct the woman to a nearby parking space.
Pull around right over here, okay? And we'll conduct the rest of the traffic stop there.
Instead of listening, though, she just rolled up her window.
Hello? Roll down the window. Hey, so if she keeps doing this and I can't finish the traffic stop, I'll take her in for resisting. Let's do that. Hey, so you're about to go to jail for resisting, you understand?
Thank you.
You're welcome. Need to verify the info on her license. Turn off the car. Stay in the car. Tougher. Cover. Cool. You're under arrest. Newsflash, we can. It's called obstruction. So now you're under arrest. Oh, no, you're not?
I do, Jake.
10-4, show me 10-15.
The funny thing about this is I'm still going to do my job.
Okay, let go.
Take my
Let go. Now you're going in for battery on an LEO.
Alright.
Cool, hold her. I got the shackles on the bottom.
You got the shackles? Okay.
You kick a cop, you go to jail.
Roll, get a roll. You got, see this, you got things on your leg, you got shackles. Alright, go ahead. I'm gonna help you open your...
No, I don't want to get up.
Okay, cross your legs.
Let's have EMS 51, she's bleeding.
Yep.
Okay, so, what hurts?
Did you know today was going to be the day that you killed somebody?
What do you mean? You're alive.
I'm going to hurt all of you.
You're gonna what?
Hurt all of you?
You're gonna hurt all of us?
Yes.
That's touching. Like emotionally, or
Yes.
kind of? I don't think you're really able to right now.
Way.
You're gonna hurt all of us.
Hey.
Ow! Piece of shit.
I'm not hurting you.
Ow, ow,
No,
ow.
don't pull the end of the cuffs. Just pull by the armpit.
Are you
I was just gonna hold it.
Are you in training? Oh my god! Let me go! I'll kill you.
Really? You mean that?
No, I
Why are you
don't.
so mad?
That was the voices.
The voices? Hey, do you take medication?
Nope.
Are you supposed to be taking medication?
No!
You sure?
So Vanessa, what day is it?
It's August. I think it's the 15th. It's
Okay.
Friday.
Okay, it's Friday.
Yeah.
All right, cool. Who's the president?
That Trump.
Okay.
That's my
Colors the sky.
blue.
Okay. Do you know kind of in general where you are right now? You know what state you're at right now?
You know what? I'm sitting in front of the Dunkin' Donuts coffee shop.
Okay. So you do know where you are
in
right
Florida. Braden's
Okay.
in Florida.
now. All right. All right, let's go. Really?
Are you getting all this on camera?
Yep. It's all recorded. You're getting another charge. Kicked me, tried to run around, tried to bite me and the nurse, and well, now she's got 2 charges for obstruction.
Man, messed up simple. A couple felonies.
It goes to a felony, yeah.
We're going to look at the legal implications and behavioral traits in what happened. The first legal implication we're going to discuss in this incident is trespass after warning. The business had reportedly refused service to the woman and wanted her to leave. In Florida, once a person is no longer welcome on private property, and that person is clearly told to leave by the owner, an employee, or law enforcement acting on the business's request, remaining on the property can create a trespass issue. This is why the officer told her, "They're refusing you service, you need to leave." He also made the consequence very clear. If she refused to leave, she could be taken to jail. That part is important because the officer did not immediately jump to an arrest. He gave a direct instruction, repeated the reason, explained that the business was refusing service, and warned her about the legal consequence of staying. From a legal standpoint, that helps establish notice. From a behavioral standpoint, the woman's repeated questioning of why, after already being told the reason, shows the beginning of passive resistance. She was not necessarily yelling at that moment, but she was delaying compliance, challenging the instruction, and turning a simple exit request into a prolonged confrontation. The next legal implication is the traffic stop angle. The officer said she was impeding traffic and that, because of that, the situation had become a traffic stop. In a drive-through, where blocking the lane can affect other customers and create a safety or access problem. Once the officer treated it as a traffic matter, he asked for her driver's license, registration, and proof of insurance. That changed the encounter from a simple trespass warning into a lawful detention for investigation. At that point, she was no longer free to simply decide when the conversation was over. This is where her behavior became more legally risky. After the officer directed her to pull into a nearby parking space so they could continue the stop safely, she rolled up the window instead of cooperating. That act may look small, but in police encounters, small acts of noncompliance often become the turning point. Rolling up the window while the officer is still speaking, refusing to answer basic questions, and ignoring instructions can be to be interpreted as obstructing the officer's lawful duty. The officer even warned her that if she continued preventing him from finishing the traffic stop, he would arrest her for resisting. The next legal implication is resisting or obstructing an officer without violence. In Florida, resisting without violence can apply when someone obstructs, opposes, or interferes with an officer while the officer is carrying out a lawful duty, even if the person does not physically attack the officer. Here, the alleged obstruction came from her refusal to cooperate with a traffic stop, yet her refusal to answer necessary questions, and later, her attempt to leave the car while the officer was still running her information. When the officer told her to stay in the car and she did not comply, the situation escalated from verbal resistance to physical control. Behaviorally, this shows what is often called passive resistance turning into active resistance. Passive resistance is when a person does not openly attack but refuses to cooperate, ignoring commands, delaying, refusing to answer, rolling up the window, or pretending not to understand. Active resistance begins when the person starts moving away, pulling away, stiffening the body, trying to walk off, or physically preventing officers from placing them in custody. That the woman crossed that line when she got out or tried to move away after being told to stay in the car. The next legal implication is battery on a law enforcement officer. The officer stated that she kicked him, tried to bite him, and physically resisted during the arrest. In Florida, ordinary battery involves intentionally touching or striking another person against that person's will, or intentionally causing bodily harm. When the alleged victim is a law enforcement officer performing official duties, the charge can become more serious. That is why the officer said, "Now you're going for battery." Even a kick, a bite attempt, or an unwanted physical strike during an arrest can turn a misdemeanor-type encounter into a felony-level allegation. This is one of the biggest lessons from the incident. The original issue could likely have ended with her driving away from the Dunkin property. But once physical resistance began, the legal consequences became much more serious. A person can argue, complain, or even feel mistreated, but physically fighting, kicking, biting, or pulling away from officers usually makes the case far worse. The next issue is the woman's verbal threats. During the arrest, she allegedly said, "I'm going to hurt all of you, and later, I'll kill you." Legally, threats are evaluated based on context. Not every angry statement automatically becomes a separate criminal charge, especially if the person is restrained and does not appear capable of immediately carrying it out. But threats can still matter. They can support officer safety decisions, justify greater control measures, and become evidence of her state of mind during the arrest. They also make officers less likely to relax restraints or treat the situation as simple confusion. From a behavioral standpoint, the threats show emotional escalation, loss of impulse control, and hostile deflection. Instead of calming the situation, she moved from questioning the officer to ignoring commands to resisting to threatening harm. That pattern is important because it shows how a person's own reactions can transform a minor dispute into a serious arrest. Another major behavioral trait here is denial of reality. When the officers told her she was under arrest, she replied, "No, I'm not." That statement may sound childish, but it is common in confrontations where a person refuses to accept authority or consequences. The law does not require a suspect to agree that they are under arrest. Once officers have legal grounds and communicate the arrest, refusing to accept it does not stop the process. It only increases the chance that officers will use physical control. The officer's mental state assessment is also important. After she referenced the voices, with their voices and voices, the officer began asking orientation questions. What day it was, who the president was, what color the sky was, and whether she knew where she was. These questions were likely meant to determine whether she was oriented to time, place, and general reality. She was able to answer several of them and knew she was in Bradenton, Florida, in front of Dunkin' Donuts. That does not prove she had no mental health issue, but it does suggest she had some awareness of where she was and what was happening. This creates an important distinction. Mental distress may explain behavior, but it does not automatically erase legal consequences. If someone is in crisis, officers may call EMS, check for injuries, and assess whether medical or mental health intervention is needed. In this case, EMS was requested after she was bleeding, and the officer asked about medication. But the presence of possible mental health concerns does not automatically make kicking, biting, threatening, or obstructing lawful commands legally acceptable. The officer's behavior also deserves discussion. He gave repeated instructions, explained the consequence, and tried to move the stop away from the drive-through lane. That reflects procedural patience in the early stage.